This might be controversial. I make a living solely off tarot readings, and I genuinely believe that it could become unhealthy for a lot of people. I feel guilty saying that. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but just like a baker knows that if someone comes to their shop every day to buy baked sweet goods, that's not really healthy for them. Yet he still has a shop and he has to sell. He cannot stop their client from buying their baked goods. And they also have free will. And just like that, I have to continue doing tarot readings, even if I know that it can feed a loop that could be unhealthy for some. That tension is real, and I live it. Tarot can become dangerous if we don't use it properly. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today. By the way, if you're asking yourself, who am I? Hi, my name is David. I appear on social media as Camino Ermitaño. I have been a tarot reader since I was the age of 13. Well, I started my practice and been a professional tarot reader for over 6 years now. I do tarot lives on TikTok and here on YouTube, and I am also a content creator that wants to help you expand your connection with yourself with esoteric knowledge as well. Tarot can become intoxicating, just like the Devil card, because it creates a sense of necessity. It chains us, just like any other addiction. It chains us to this being thinking that they can shine a light, that they can give us clarity. But quite the contrary, sometimes it could come from a place of fear and actually feed more into the fear that we have. And tarot nowadays has become addictive because of how accessible it has become, because through our phones and our connection to TikTok, Instagram, and other social media, we have very quick access to other tarot readers that can feed this addictive loop. Now it has been made instant and so accessible that with any little doubt that we have in our head, we can find someone to give us an answer. And these quick answers can feel good in the moment, but they don't really feed our soul. They actually open later other questions about that same topic, and it leaves a lot of doubt and power onto someone else, who can be the tarot reader or the person that we could be asking about, their situation that we could be asking about. It ends up feeding an algorithm and not really your soul, because the soul needs time, the soul needs steadiness, the soul needs to process, to experience, to live the situations. But now, due to the algorithm and this life that we are living, everything is very speedy and quick, and we don't give ourselves time to get to know someone before we ask the tarot, to really ask our bodies how they feel. And that leads to a disconnection from our body, a disconnection from our intuition, and from our own spirituality. Because now we are just experiencing life, even our spirituality and guidance, through our phones and through different screens. We are genuinely losing touch with our intuition. And it's quite funny because I get a lot of questions asking how do we connect with our intuition. And tarot can become a tool, and we will talk about that later on. Because tarot is such a strong tool that can help us become more intuitive, more connected with our soul and our being. But through these quick questions and emotional approval seeking that we're falling into through these quick tarot readings, we are not creating space to deal with the question, to sit with it, to journal about it, to find answers within ourselves or even within our community. And sometimes even people come to the tarot thinking that it will define their future. And with that, it makes me think, do we really think we don't have free will? We do have free will, and we have a way of rebuilding our future, of knowing that we are co-creators, that we are also divine beings that influence our future. And I always try to tell people that It's the biggest possibility, but it doesn't mean that it cannot be shifted. We can change, we can shift, we can transform where things are headed and how things are being created at this very moment with our intention, with our actions, with our presence. And when we lose touch with our intuition and our free will, we give our power to someone else. That falls back to the tarot card of the devil, where we see two people that are trapped to this being of illusion, to this being that it's hiding the light, that it's hiding information, that it's hiding the truth. But that is not always the tarot reader's fault, because it is also that we need to answer their questions, that we cannot be telling everyone, oh, which I do in my private readings, maybe we can turn around this question and ask for more depth. And that's when tarot stops being a tool and it becomes a crutch, something to go to kind of, put our weight on it and to just be like this thing that will help us move forward, and not a tool to make us stronger so that we can walk steadily by ourselves. That is when tarot becomes dangerous. Here's the thing that most people miss about tarot. Tarot is a system of symbols and archetypes that are meant to transform us, that are meant to initiate us on the spiritual path of enlightenment, of understanding. I've been walking this path since I was the age of 13, and it continues to transform and change the way that I go about life, that I see life, that I continuously see these archetypes and understand life with more depth. I understand my situations and my life and its deeper meanings. But for it to transform us, we have to step away from the vague questions into questions that empower us, into questions that give us back the power to know that we can transform it, into the curiosity to really tap into the power of these archetypes and see where we are in the moment and what tools can we acquire to make the most of every moment, to understand as well what we are experiencing, which in the end is the human experience, and that could be explained through all the archetypes that the tarot represent. The problem is not about the cards or even sometimes the reader. It's the questions, the intention that we bring to them. For example, instead of asking, is he coming back? We can ask, what energy can I embody? What archetype can I embody to manifest a love in my life that is fulfilling? Or if we are looking for information, if we are looking to self-develop, we can also ask, what have I not learned from my past relationship, so that I don't fall back into the same loop or spaces? Questions like this don't give us instant satisfaction, but quite the contrary. They give us a framework to become better versions of ourselves, to see that we have free will, to transform us, to really add a bit of depth into these mundane circumstances. They open possibilities. They remind us that we have agency. That also, it's not about how will it be when I get there? How will it be when I'm in a relationship? How will it be when this person likes me? Does this person likes me? They're all very questions that are based on an outcome. And it actually makes us think more of the outcome. Why not focus on the journey?
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
Why not focus on the now and how this journey can be enjoyed? How this journey can become a more mindful experience and more enjoyable present, as a strong reminder that you are a co-creator of this reality. And the way that you think about things changes the thing, the situation, the relationship. You're not just a passenger, you're a co-creator. You can embody the divine, the magician. Which also makes me think that the card 0, which is the card that begins and also ends the archetypical journey of the major arcana, is one of the cards that we need to learn about the most. The Fool, the capacity to surrender, the capacity to jump and to know that we will be held, to jump and trust our soul, trust the universe and the experiences that was with the jump, with the risk taking, divinity will hold us. We will be capable of dealing with the pain, the growing pains, the situations that come from it. Life opens up for those who are willing to take risks. Not if we're always searching for certainty, because most of life there won't be certainty. Most of life we need a bit of that gray area. It is in that space that we grow, in the not knowing, in the jumping, in the overcoming our fear without the certainty of an outcome. The hermit doesn't walk the path for you. It lights the way. And that's what I'm here to do, to show different paths, to hold your hand while you walk, but I cannot walk for you. If you want to learn to ask better questions and deepen your knowledge about the tarot, become a member of the Astral Tea, where you can also get workshops and bi-weekly tarot lessons that can deepen your connection with tarot and yourself, and in a way, have a space of spiritual self-development. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. It would really help me out if you subscribe, if you like, and I have the link down below if you want to become part of the community or if you want to see my other social media accounts. I hope to see you soon. Bye!